Hello everyone, this is Ravindra Dundra and welcome back to my channel. In this lecture, we will discuss class 9th CBSE Economics chapter number 2, that is People as Resource. In the previous lectures about this chapter, we have discussed about human capital, human resource, human capital formation. At the same time, we have also discussed what is asset liability. And we have discussed two important stories, that is story of Sakal, story of Vilas. And from these two stories, what we have learned is that education and health are very important, and it is very necessary to invest money in this education as well as health. So now, in continuation with that, the next topic which we are going to discuss is about economic activities performed by men and women, as we have seen in the stories of Sakal as well as Vilas, where Sakal, he got a job in the firm in a private company, but Vilas, because of lack of education, he is selling the fish. At the same time, his mother also selling the fish. At the same time, Sakal, his parents, his father was also working, he is also earning money. So like this, various activities are performed day by day in order to survive in the world. So what are these activities and how they are classified? So that is what we are going to learn in this lecture. So you can see various activities that are performed by the people because for their survival, these activities have been classified into three different sectors. So we perform different activities, whatever the activity it may be, for survival or for living or for earning, whatever the activities it may be, all these activities, they are classified into three main sectors. One is the primary sector, second one is secondary sector, and third one is this tertiary sector. So what do you mean by this primary sector? Primary sector means all those activities which are performed by exploring the nature or by using the nature, we can call them as this primary sector. Or those activities which are performed, which are very close to the nature, also can be termed as this primary sector. And what are the activities can be taken under this primary sector is mainly agriculture, then forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, mining and quarrying. These are those activities which are directly involved with the nature. Therefore, these activities can be considered as this primary sector activities. And very important thing is that these activities, also known as this primary sector, can also be called as this agriculture sector. The other name of this primary sector, it is also known as this agriculture sector. And coming to this secondary sector, what do you mean by this secondary sector is that in the secondary sector, mainly manufacturing of goods will take place. That means primary sector, it will produce the goods, sometimes it may produce raw material, and these raw materials will be processed and manufactured into goods in the secondary sector. That is why, since it involves this manufacturing, when manufacturing is taken place in industries, that is why this secondary sector is also termed as this industrial sector. The other name of this secondary sector, it can also be known as this industrial sector. Then coming to this third sector, that is tertiary sector. Here what kind of activities can be done under this tertiary sector is that those activities which provide some kind of services, we can call them as this tertiary sector. For example, trading involves services, transport, service, communication, banking, education, health, insurance, or you can also take teaching or treating the medical treatment. All those things involves providing some kind of services. So this tertiary sector means it is basically providing the services. It will not manufacture or it will not produce the goods. The main duty of the tertiary sector is to provide these services. That is why this tertiary sector is also known as something like service sector, because it is providing this service sector. What is that? Different services. So all these activities, primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, all these activities, they are performing or they are producing some kind of goods. At the same time, they are also providing some kind of services. So those activities which produce goods, which provide services, that activities can be classified into something known as they are known as these economic activities. Hope you have understood what do you mean by these economic activities. Those activities which involves the production of goods or production of services can be called as this economic activities. And the next very important thing is that these economic activities will also add some money to the national income. So those activities can be known as this economic activities. And these economic activities again are further classified into two different types. One is market activities, the second one is this non-market activities. So what do you mean by this market activities? Market activities means it involves remuneration to anyone who performs any kind of activity. That means suppose you are doing any work, maybe take the example of Sakal, he is working in a private firm and he is getting salary. That means he is receiving some kind of remuneration. Or suppose a person started his own company and he may earn some kind of profits. That means market activities are those activities which are performed to earn money or which involves payment of remuneration or payment of salary or which also involves the earning of profits. So all those activities can be considered as this market activities. Then this includes the production of goods as well as services. You can take production of goods will be done for profit or production of services also will be done for profits. So like this, whatever the activities that involves remuneration or may be performed for profits, those activities are known as this market activities. Then what do you mean by this non-market activities? Non-market activities are those activities which involve production for self-consumption. Here we are not selling it, we are not making profit, or we are not getting any salary because of such activities we perform. For example, take cooking. Your mother cooks in the home and she is not getting any remuneration or she is not receiving any salary or not making any profit. It is just for our self consumption. Or you can take suppose you may have a small plot of agriculture land and you are going every day and you are working yourself. Here also you are not earning any profits or you are not earning any salary from this plot. What you are doing, you are producing it for your own consumption. So those activities which are performed for your self consumption, those activities are considered as this non-market activities. So you can see economic activities, you can see various activities performed at the same time. All these activities are known as economic activities, and economic activities are further classified into market activities as well as non-market activities. So this is about this activities that performed by men and women. Next we will see what is the reason behind this women getting low payment, why they are only sticking to the domestic activities, what might be the reasons. So as you all know that because of some of the historical reasons as well as some of the cultural reasons, you all know that there is a division of labor among men and women. What is this division of labor? What is this difference between men and women is that from the history onwards, that means from the ancient times onwards, there is some difference between men and women. What is that? Women are supposed to work only within the house or within the kitchen or within the home. They are not supposed to go for the outside work. And at the same time, when it comes to the men, they can go outside and work, and they are supposed to work outside of the home. So this tradition or this culture is being followed since the ancient time. And what it always says is that women, they are only supposed to do this domestic activities, maybe cooking, washing, cleaning, all those activities within the house. And because of the activities performed by the women, you can see that they don't get any kind of payment. Suppose mother cooking every day for hours, she is not getting payment, or she is washing our clothes, not getting payment. Like this, whatever the domestic activities performed by women within the house, they are not recognized, they are not getting payment, and they are also not involving in the national income, or they are not paying or including it into the national income. Then what about this men? Men, they are supposed to work outside the house. Suppose you take the father of this Sakal, or you can take father of Vilas. So wherever you go, men's duty is to work outside of the home, and they will get payment, and they will add it to the national income. So this is some kind of stigma which is there among the people since the ancient times. What is this? women should be inside the work, inside the house, and men should be working outside the house or home. Then suppose because of some family or economical conditions, if women are working outside, they are paying low even if they work outside. That means even if they try to go out and work, means along with the men, they'll never get any kind of salaries or wages. They'll be paid very less compared to the men. Then next thing, what is this? Which factor will determine the salary or earning capacity of a man or woman? Is that it is mainly two things. One is education as well as skill, or the major determinants of the earnings. Suppose no matter men or women, if they are having good skill and good knowledge, they can automatically earn more and more money, or they can make more profits. But what is the problem here? Because of some historical reasons, because of some family conditions, from the ancient time onwards, women were never encouraged to go to these schools or colleges. So if no education, or if there is a lower education, low skill formation will be there. If there is a low skill formation, automatically they will be paid very less. So that is one of the very important reason why women are being paid very less when we compare with the men. What is that reason? Because of these cultural reasons or historical reasons, women were never encouraged to go to the schools. Even if they are going, they will be stopped within after maybe after 10th, or sometimes maybe after +2. So like this, what is happening? There is a less education qualification. If there is a less educational qualification, there is a low skill formation. So if there is a low skill formation, what would happen? Basically, they will get the employment opportunities very less, and that too they will be paid very less. Of course, it is not the same everywhere, and we cannot generalize everything everywhere. Why? Because there are some women who are very highly educated along with the men, highly skilled. So those women who are having higher education as well as higher skill, they are paid in par with the men. That means equal amount will be paid along with the men. So we cannot generalize, but most of the women, maybe you take almost 80% of the women, they have low skill formation or low education formation, low educations or low knowledge because of these historical reasons. So those who are highly educated, of course they are getting more payment. And the next very important thing is that mostly in which sectors women are highly attracted is, one is towards the teaching, the second one is towards this medicine. Most of the women, of course again I am not generalizing, but most of the people, especially women, they are more attracted towards the teaching, or sometimes they are even more attracted towards to become a doctor or nurse or whatever the things related to this medicine. So because of these historical and cultural reasons, women are facing somewhat what is that, inequality along with the men in the payment of their salaries or wages, or in the domestic activities itself. So with this we have seen about this what is that, economic activities performed by men and women. In the next class, in the next lecture, we will discuss about this quality of population. What factors will decide the quality of population? By which factors we can say that so and so country's population is highly qualified or having very good quality. So all these things we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.